We're on the set today with Mark Hunter, known as the Sales Hunter. And Mark, thanks for coming in from Omaha.
Hey, thanks for having me here. You guys have a great chapter. I mean, I can't stress it enough how lucky, fortunate everybody is to be able to be a member of the NSA North Texas chapter.
Well, you're going to be speaking to us in about 2 weeks at our monthly meetings, and we appreciate your time. I know you're going to have a ton of great insight for us, from a speaking professional to a bunch of professionals in the room and a bunch of people just starting out at NSA. I was able to catch your talk this week at UTD Dallas on campus, and you were talking to students, faculty was there was a lot of people like me, just general public, wanted to stop in and see you, and I mean, you killed it.
Well, thank you for coming out. I mean, because you always kind of wonder for events like that. I only do maybe 1 or 2 colleges a year. It's just, if they call me and it fits in, I do it. So to have people there from the community, that's cool. Thank you.
You bet. You had a lot of great tips, not only to the students, but to the general public. I mean, if you're in sales, I loved everything you said. Okay. It was wonderful. Mark, let me ask you, you're known as the sales hunter. Did you start out as the sales hunter, or were you like the sales bunny, or how did you start?
Well, I came out of the womb as the sales hunter. No, only because that's my last name. I did not change my name. People always ask me, what was your name before you changed it? Sales hunter. But I was really the reluctant salesperson. Sales was not the career I was looking to get into.
Well, I know that before you've been speaking for 16, 17 years professionally. Yeah. Before that, you were in corporate America.
I was in
sales.
Yeah. I've been in corporate. I've been in sales for 35 years now or so. So it is in my blood. It is in my DNA. But coming out of college, that wasn't what I thought I was going to be doing.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, people don't realize, I'm a cinematographer, speaker. I'm a salesman.
We are all in sales, and people say, "Well, gee, you have a," somebody will say, "Well, gee, you have a great book. You wrote a great book." No, you sold a great book. I mean, everything comes down to you have a great speech. No, you sold a great speech.
You bet.
You really have to sell everything.
No one cares what you're selling; they care about you.
They do care about it. And that means you as the salesperson. That's creepy. You as the person have to care about the other person. If you don't care about them minimally as much as you care about yourself, you're never going to be successful.
And I saw that on stage. That you drummed that into us on stage, that you have to have, it's about having a good heart and caring about what you're doing for the person.
Yeah.
It's not the product you're selling, it's the service that you're providing and the opportunities that you can give them.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Oh, without a doubt. It's the service that you provide. We may stand on the platform, we deliver a speech, and that's great. But what are they going to do with it? It's the outcome. I'm very into what's the outcome that the people are going to leave. And will they remember you, not 10 minutes later, will they remember you 30 days later? Will they remember you 6 months? Will they look back on your time on stage when they saw you on stage and say, you helped change my life? That's where we want to get to.
Right. That's when you've made an impact. You've done your job.
And that's regardless of what it is we're on stage talking about. People say, well, gee, I talk about this or I talk about that. No, it's still about impacting people, changing people. I don't care what the subject.
Mark, let's change it up a little bit. Let me ask you, who inspires you?
Who inspires me? I think it's just other people. I get jazzed by just simply meeting other people. And this is weird because this comes from a person who really deep-seated, all the surveys would say, is an introvert.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
But I love helping meeting other people, because when I meet other people, it helps me grow. And when I grow, I can help other people. So yeah, I wouldn't say there's any one individual, one person.
Yeah.
It's just people.
I know as I've gotten older through the years, I want to hear the stories from other individuals, and if you listen to the stories, about them, you learn about them, and you become closer to them. So for me, it's all about storytelling and finding the stories in the people.
Yeah, life is a story.
Yes.
And I think the better we communicate our story, this is an era that we live in, hashtag fake news and all this fakeness stuff out there. So people are really looking for authenticity and transparency. If you can be authentic and transparent, and you can be authentic and transparent from the stage, oh wow,
that's even dangerous.
Boom, you connect. Yeah.
Well, I think that a great salesman could sell anything. It's not about the product; it's about the person. It's about them.
Yeah, it's not the product. It's not even how we. It's why we sell, and that's to take a line from Simon Sinek. It's why. What's our why?
You bet. Well, since we're here to talk kind of to speakers for NSA, can you tell us about maybe one or two of your best marketing tips that you have learned over the years that you can share with us?
Yeah, I think one of the best tips, be consistent. Be absolutely consistent. I think in the NSA community, it's very easy to see the shiny object. Oh, this speaker comes in and shares this idea, so I'm going to run with it. And I look at all the number of ideas that I've run with and walked away from. Oh, stupid. Take something and stick with it and make that your piece. So that's one tip.
Okay.
2, create something memorable that people will remember you for. You want to have that distinguishing feature. It's that signature line. It's something that people will remember you by. And that's what you create in all of your marketing materials. One of the things, I'll run down a side path real quick, social media, it's huge. It's actually easier to become well-known today than it's ever been before because of social media.
You bet. You've got more friends today than
you
ever
got more
before.
friends. But you can't take clicks and likes to the bank.
No,
you can't. And there's so many social media platforms out there. You got to pick the one where your tribe is at. My tribe is on LinkedIn. That's the medium I own. I don't pay any attention at all to Instagram and Snapchat and so forth. I pay a little bit of attention to Facebook and to Twitter, but it's LinkedIn. But YouTube, YouTube, very critical, fuels LinkedIn.
Yes.
Fuels everything else.
Well, YouTube is all video, and video is definitely where it's at today. It's just
I think that's what we are, yeah.
Bigger. We're video right now, definitely. 5 years ago, it would have been a podcast.
Yes.
And this section right here may be a podcast next year.
Right.
It's just podcast is audio.
Right.
YouTube is video. I think that you're totally right with LinkedIn. More speakers want to speak to the professional crowd, the C-suite, the white collars, and all those individuals and those companies are on LinkedIn. So that's the platform that I focus on most of the time also.
Right.
Definitely.
That is without a doubt the main platform for anybody who's in the business world.
You bet.
Facebook is still a great medium. I mean, it's a great medium. But what I'll notice in the NSA community, all us speakers are on Facebook.
Right.
That's our little chat board.
Yeah.
LinkedIn is where I cash the checks.
Well, I think that Facebook is like the kitchen. You want to go for the gossip, you're at a party, you want to hang out with cool kids, you go to the kitchen, that's Facebook. That's that's all the casual stuff. You want to do business, you go to the office.
That's a great way to look at it.
You go to LinkedIn.
I like that.
LinkedIn's for business, Facebook's, for me, it's my kitchen.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, definitely. Good. Would you say that salesmen in general today have it easier or harder to get in and to make connections and get in to see their customers?
95% of all people would say it's harder. I actually think it's easier. I think it's easier. Now, there's 2 reasons I think that. One, because I am so sold on sales. I am passionate about sales. Now,
but you're good at sales.
Well, yeah, but it's passion because I want to help people. I want to help people. 2, I think it's actually easier because if there's anything we want to know about anybody, it's out there on the internet. Right. I think the internet's going to stick around. I really think it's going to be big.
Yeah.
So I think there's more ways to get in touch with people today than there's ever been. You just have to have a message that cuts through all of this noise out there.
Right. And you need to know your audience.
Oh, you need to know your audience. But again, the internet allows us to know our audience. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was watching one of your videos, which you've got a great series of videos for meeting planners. When you talk directly to meeting planners about what they should look for, about what you have found over the years works and what doesn't work. And one thing that you said was there's not one speaker that's going to hit 100% of your audience. If you can connect with 70 to 80% of your audience, that's a good percentage.
Accept that. We
You
are
bet.
never, and I don't care if I'm a meeting planner, I don't care if I'm a speaker. This is where I think a lot of new speakers fall down. They're delivering something, they're delivering a message, and there's a couple people that aren't resonating. So then they focus in on those two.
And they forget about everybody
And they forget
else.
about everybody else.
Sure.
And what happens is, they lose everybody else. This is especially true in the training world. I'm going to make sure I get every person in this training session online. Screw it. I don't care. They don't want to be, they're held here in this room against their will. Okay, I'm not going to pay attention to them.
You bet. And you've got to know, like you said, when to walk away, what assignments to take, what challenges you want to present. You're not a Waldo, and Waldo's not a Mark.
Yes. I think without doubt, know your lane and stick to your lane. And just because there's a paycheck in that lane doesn't mean you should get into it. You have to be able to define what the outcome is and stay in that lane. Waldo does a great job.
You bet. He's the wingman. He's the wingman. That's his tagline.
And he stays very, very tight there. And I'm all about sales. Well, sales, but that's too broad. No, I'm about prospecting and price. That's my lane. That's my lane.
Yeah. I was talking to Melody Murphy at the NSA lab a couple of nights ago here in Dallas, and we were talking about the exact same thing, where we've got to know specifically what we're going to speak on. We've got to stick to that, and if the assignment doesn't match our criteria and our strengths, then refer one of our other NSA family to it.
And we'll come out much further ahead, because if we refer somebody else in, that is better. And that's the value.
Yeah, that meeting planner is going to appreciate that referral much more than us trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Because let's not kid ourselves. Everybody, at one time or another, has stood in front of an audience that you go,
Shouldn't have been there.
should not have been this.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Well, but you only do it maybe half a dozen times and you realize, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Yeah. If I'm going to speak, I want my audience to love what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's got to come from the heart. Exactly.
And people don't see it coming from the heart. See, that's the whole thing. If you're up there just lecturing, people see that real quick.
Yeah. Mark, you've been speaking 16 years. We've got 2 books out. The latest one here, let's plug the book, High Profit Prospecting.
Of course we'll plug it.
Yeah, definitely. You got to plug the book. Thank you very much. Is there 1 or 2 things you can tell speakers that would help take them to the next level, or help, not jump their career, jump start them, but been in business 4 or 5 years, okay, you're rocking along, something you can do to kind of switch it to the next plateau? Yeah,
there's 2 things. Of course, first of all, always be crafting your message. You can never take your stage presence. It can never be good enough. So 1, always got to focus on that. But 2, work on your sales and your marketing. But here's the whole thing. It's sexy, it's fun to work on your marketing. I'm going to work on my website, I'm going to do this and this. Work on your sales craft. Now you got to have a good marketing engine behind it in terms of a good website and so forth. But it's the sales. And here's the thing about sales. Don't think that you're going to make 1 phone call or you're going to send out 1 email. And no. There's the most powerful word you'll ever find is found in your shower. It's found in your shower. It's found in my shower. On the bottle of shampoo.
Okay.
It's called repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. Now, rinse is very critical too, because what are you doing with rinse? You're putting new shampoo in your hair. See, each time you connect with somebody, it's a new message. It's a new message. Don't sit there and repeat the same message. I divide my sales process into really 3 buckets. There's the repeat business, there's the get business, and there's the create business. And what I mean by the repeat, this is the meeting planner who brings you in. I'm going to be next week speaking to an association. I've known the association for years. They bring me in continuously. Then there's the get. That's the stuff that just literally people call you and you go, wow, this is great. People love me. This is great. And then there's the stuff you have to create.
Okay.
We don't spend enough time in this creation mode.
Sure.
You have to create. And to create means you're probably going to have to make 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 phone calls to literally the same person. And what I do is I divide my sales into 2 buckets. There's the associations, and then there's corporations. And that's a completely different prospecting, selling process, completely different. And,
So associations and corporations.
And corporations, right.
Okay.
And what I do for associations, I know they have to hire speakers.
Right.
See, companies don't. They don't have to hire speakers.
Yeah. They're having a bad year?
We're going to cut the budget.
Yeah.
We're going to cut the budget.
Cut the speaker.
Right. Now, so what I do is that's a different approach. I'm going to probably have to nurture those more. And I'm going to have to nurture them with content. I'm going to have to nurture them with dialogue. I'm going to have to nurture them with discussion. Associations, I can be a little more strategic in terms of timing my phone calls, my emails around their meeting planning cycle.
You bet.
And my message is going to be different because my message to you, the meeting planner, is I'm going to help you put more people in your seats. That's what you want. You want more membership, right? The corporation saying, how do we fend off a new competitor that's coming into our marketplace? How do I keep my employees from quitting? How do I do this? How do I do this? See, so you see what I'm doing? I'm tailoring the message
to the audience,
to the outcome I want to achieve with that buyer. Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah.
Well, I would think with associations and with corporations, you know when those meetings are. You can start 6-9 months ahead of time, starting to send out information.
Now, here's something that I very much have noticed. Associations work on a much longer lead time than corporations.
Oh, really?
I will get calls on corporations. It's not unusual next week, 2 weeks from now. I'm sitting in Orange County, John Wayne Airport on a Thursday afternoon, flying home to Omaha, and I get a phone call, and it's a major corporation, Fortune. Well, it's not a Fortune 500 because they're a global corporation, and they're saying, "Can you be in Bogota Monday afternoon?"
And you said,
yes,
of course.
It's full fee. I'm going. Yeah. So in the corporate world, it's not unusual to sit there and see, there's certain waves,
Sure.
norms of when company, sales kickoff meetings tend to happen in the first quarter.
Right.
I'm busiest in the first quarter.
Okay.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy business.
Somebody asked me Tuesday of this week if I could be in Houston on Saturday to do a video. Looked at my schedule like, well, I make money when I shoot video. I can be in Houston. You bet. That's what I do. Happy to do that.
I had a situation just the other day, 900 sewing machine dealers. And something fell apart. Well, when I found out that person A thought they had a speaker lined up, person B thought they had a person lined up. And anyway, 9 days before the meeting, they didn't. And they reached out to a gentleman who I know, that they know real well, and he said he couldn't do it, and he said he really wasn't the right person, but he said Mark Hunter's the right guy.
Call the hunter.
And called me, and so I mean, short lead times in business are not abnormal.
You bet. So you've got to have your speech ready. You've got to have at least the idea of what you want to talk about. You've got to have your presentation skills ready, because you never know when that plane is going to be taken off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why it's funny. People always kid me, but I always carry my passport with me.
Sure. You would hate to leave it at home when someone says, "Oh, can you be in Hong Kong on Monday?"
I will never. Yeah.
That'd be an expensive mistake to take.
It'd be a very expensive
You
mistake.
bet. You bet. Well, think about when you were starting out many years ago. Different technology, different time, really. What would you tell yourself as a new speaker? What would you look back?
Yeah, I would. The big mistake I did was I tried to do it all myself. I thought because I was coming out of corporate America, very successful career in corporate America, that I had all the answers. And I should have relied on other people and other successful key major hitters out there in the industry.
Give us an example.
Well, the example is I allowed myself to, and I'm going to be very transparent here, I allowed myself to run with other people who were starting out in the industry. And we'd sit around for coffee and this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. And these were very little ideas. I should have immediately said, who are the heavyweights in the industry? I want to model myself after them. I may not be able to get in touch with them. I may not be able to connect with them because they're busy. I get it.
Yeah.
But
they're on the plane all the time.
I'm going to emulate them. That's what.
Okay.
You want to emulate success. And that's where I kind of made a mistake. Because I thought I had my act together.
Sure. We all do. You know. I love listening to myself talk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm my biggest fan.
you and Mom.
Yeah.
Okay, so emulate what the heavy hitters are doing.
Yeah.
Don't copy them.
Well, that's
don't copy.
Wow, that is huge, because here's the whole thing. I'm going to copy that story. I'm going to copy that.
Yeah.
No.
Take the idea.
I'm going to give a shout out to Randy Pennington.
Yes. Yeah.
He has helped make more fame, fortune, and money for me than he will ever realize. I've never told him this. He may be hearing this for the first time.
Maybe you should buy him a dinner one day.
I will. No, I have tremendous respect for Randy. But he did something with some of his friends. He called the 5 friends or whatever, and it was he and Mark Sanborn, Scott McCain, Larry Wingate, and Joe Calloway. And they created this fan. And I watched them, and I was part of a mastermind group, and we watched them. And we liked what they were doing. So we, in our own mastermind group, created the same thing. And we now have created this quite a large conference we call Outbound Conference. We'll have 1,200 people there next year.
Wow.
And it really came out of watching what these guys were doing.
Really?
So watch what other people are doing. Don't copy them.
No.
I mean, but you say, how does that idea work? How did this idea?
And how can you make it your own?
And what I saw was 5 individuals who really liked, respected, and really had each other's back. And in the mastermind group I was in, that was the same way. That there were 4 of us, and we really, really liked each other. We said, we can do this.
So your group that you have that has about 1,200 people, it's called Outbound?
It's called Outbound Conference.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And can anybody attend? Or is it invitation only?
Anybody can attend. We are actively selling tickets. It's April 24th and 25th at the Georgia World Congress Center in Atlanta.
Okay. All right. Outbound.com or Outbound?
Outboundconference.com. It's actually a 4-day event. I mean, we got tickets ranging from, $350 up to $1,500, $1,600.
Okay.
I mean, this is 4 guys in a mastermind group.
And how many years have you been doing it?
This will be our 3rd event.
Great.
First year we had, we did one event, which was we offered to do it for another person. So they sponsored. Then we came back, we did an event for 350. Last year we did 600. This year we're taking the doors off. In fact, Waldo is one of our other main stage speakers.
Wow. And he blows the doors off.
He blows the doors off.
Yes.
And
you need your earplugs in when his sound system
well,
goes
I
off.
told him, I said, don't worry, the sound system we're going to have, those fighter jets are going to sound really cool.
Like they're in the back of the room. That's great.
That sound is going
to all right.
through.
I'm there.
Yeah.
So reserve me a table.
Yeah.
Or a seat, maybe. Can't afford a table. I'll take a seat. Seat. Nice. Great.
But that's because of watching other people. See, this is the whole thing. Now, here's a side note, though. Don't think every idea you see is a great idea. You got to fit. Because, again, early on in my career, I was sold on these ideas. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
It's like squirrel.
And squirrel.
Yeah.
And it wasn't me. So it's got to fit you. And if it doesn't fit you, don't do it.
Well, I think with YouTube and the internet today, you can see everybody that's out there. And everybody has tons of content. So you can pick and choose what is right for you.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes hard. There's too much information sometimes.
There's too much. And that's why you got to pick a lane.
Yes.
You've got to pick a lane and stay in it. And then be consistent. One of the things I do, for instance, I do a 10-second video every morning on LinkedIn. Sometimes it goes 12, 13 seconds.
Okay.
But I've been doing this for over a year. It's not high quality. Well, it's high quality. No, not. Anyway, it's my iPhone.
I've seen them.
It's my iPhone.
It's not bad.
It's my iPhone in an airport. I mean, 95% of them take place in airports. But I've been consistent with it. This is the whole thing. And I've got people who routinely, and I've had people who have booked me, but it's consistent. Got to be consistent. And I post it at literally within the same 45-minute window every morning, Monday through Friday.
And do you shoot 4 or 5 at a time and then post them, or do you shoot every day?
I shoot. If I'm in an airport, I might shoot a couple. I'm in 2 to 3 airports, 4 airports a week.
Right. You got a lot of time to develop.
Yeah. But
nice.
but that's, and I tell it to new speakers, be consistent So you become known for something.
Right.
You know, Waldo's known for push it up. His whole fighter pilot message. You know, Connie Podesta in chapter. She
Yes.
is known.
Yes.
You know, Randy Pennington. I'm going to call out you know, they're all known for very, very concise things.
Very distinct.
Very distinct
items.
things. And it's huge.
You
Yeah.
bet. Do you think that you need an agent to be successful?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't think
Same thing Wallace said. No.
No.
They're good. Definitely, you know, use them time to time, but he said definitely you don't need one.
Yeah. I mean, I get probably, I book 98% of my own events.
Right.
I had a salesperson for about 5 years, and she left me about a year ago. She wanted to go in a different direction. And I'm back saying, you know what? I don't want a salesperson because wait a minute, I'm the sales guy. I should be able to close my own deals.
Well, you're going to be talking to the customer or the client or the booking agent for the association anyway, eventually, so why not start with them?
Let's just make it happen.
Yeah.
Make it happen quick.
Okay.
You know, this whole thing, you know, people freak out. Oh, I got to negotiate price. It's not. It's not. Be firm. Know what your value is. And don't be afraid to have them say no. Right. I mean, I've had people. I had a gentleman who wanted to book me, and I could tell the discussion was going to go south the wrong way because he said, "I just want to hire you for an hour." I mean, that's
yeah.
fine. Anyway,
right. Well, great. If
so,
it's going to
yeah,
be the same
yeah,
price
right,
as an hour as it is.
So anyway, so I quoted him my fee, and he said, "Oh," and he hung up. I was like, "That's fine." And 2 days later, he called me back. I was speaking to my board of directors, and we want you. Boom.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've had that happen more than a few occasions. Don't be afraid to walk away.
You bet. What's the last thing you do before you go on stage?
Throw up. No.
That's the same thing Waldo said.
Is that what he said? No, I just want to make sure I have my opening line down. What's my opening line?
Thinking about it.
If you get the opening line strong and come on with energy and exit with something that's going to leave them, whoa.
Good opening, good closing.
And everything else, you just fake it. No.
And then just go smoothly in the middle.
No, you
go
do,
smoothly in the middle.
You know what? I think this, one of the things that Scott McCain had a post on Facebook, because all speakers read Facebook.
Right. Yeah, that's the kitchen.
And,
they go to the kitchen.
You know, there's a gentleman who is excellent on stage, and yet he was walking through all the steps that the client didn't see him do.
Right.
If somebody like that can do that level of preparation, I guess I should too.
Right. Yeah, if the client can just think, wow, it's effortless. He doesn't look like he's trying at all. He's doing a great job on stage, but it's coming natural to him. They've done their homework.
Well, and that's a key thing. It's got to be natural. I'm going to call out another speaker. I'm going to call out an NSA speaker.
Who?
Gentleman by the name of Ty Bennett. He's out of Salt Lake City.
Ty Bennett. Okay.
Ty. We first met in Bogota, Colombia. We were sharing the stage down there. This was five or 6 years ago, and we've become great friends. And Ty has such a warm and engaging, personality-driven style on stage. See, that's him. He connects.
Yeah.
And what he does is you no longer feel that there's a stage and an audience. You feel like you're on the stage with him.
Wow.
That's
good.
You know, if you
That
think about Zig Ziglar, when he used to get down on one knee,
Yes. Yeah.
you felt
Close.
You felt that you were the only one in this room with 20,000 people. But that's what Ty does. It's that ability to pull people in.
That's strong.
That's powerful.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Mark, thanks a lot for being here today. It really means a lot to me personally, and I know our NSA membership is going to get a ton of great information out of watching this. So, safe travels. Best wishes to you and the new grandbaby.
Hey.
And thanks for coming
That's
out
the reason I came to Dallas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.